you guys stick around to the end of this video, I'm actually going to insert a clip at the end of this video of something that a friend of mine named Grace filmed for my business when I was doing it. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time watching this channel or clicking on any of my videos, I'll introduce myself quick. My name is George. I am 26 years old and I live in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. And this is my apartment. And I wanted to sit down on my sofa here and just talk to you guys real quick about what it is that I do for a living, because I've actually never shared that on this channel before. I think I've mentioned it briefly, but I've never actually had a real sit down and discussion on what it is that I do, and just kind of let you guys in a little bit more into sort of my life and a little bit more about me and what I'm up to these days. I am a painter by trade. I paint kind of new homes, new production homes for a contractor. So I am subcontracted under him. And yeah, I've been doing that for the past 6 to 7 months. Basically, I grew up doing construction with my dad. He was a floor installer for many years. He owned his own business. So I grew up going to work with him occasionally here and there, just helping him out. So I kind of got a feel for construction and working with my hands from a young age. And then I had some experience working with my friend who owned a painting business. So that's where I first got into painting. And then I went to school, and then school kind of didn't really work out. And then I tried a few other jobs, which also didn't really work out long term for me. But I ended up back in painting recently, and I've been enjoying it for the most part lately. It's not really what I want to do for the rest of my life, like super long term, but I'll get into that a bit later in the video. So let's start from the beginning. I went to college for IT, Innovation and Design, which is a program at Conestoga College in Kitchener, where I live. I studied IT, Innovation and Design. So that is a program that focuses on sort of all aspects of IT and has some of the innovation and design aspects of like website building and app development kind of factored into it as well, and some basic programming. And then it also teaches you all about sort of networking and the IT hardware, software side of things as well. So that was a really cool program, but I only completed about 1.5 years out of 3 years, so about half the program, before I decided to drop out of the program. There were some complications going on in that school year with a big strike that happened right before exams. So a lot of people were actually given the option to get their tuition money back and just basically cancel, basically just drop out and they would get their tuition money back, or you had the option to continue, take your own kind of risk on doing the exams, and if you failed, that was kind of on you. And that's the direction I decided to take, and safe to say it didn't turn out well for me. So I was working part-time as well for a CNC manufacturing company, and they actually offered me the opportunity to come on board full-time. I was programming the CNC machine, so it was a kind of like a nice office job, some physical labor here and there, but it was a good opportunity for me, and I decided to just jump into that full time. Fast forward a few months later, I actually got the opportunity from my brother-in-law, who was working at a company called Cloud Wi-Fi, and they are an internet service provider, and that was kind of in the field that I had studied. So I decided to take that opportunity and go and work for them, and that was a really good experience in terms of what I had learned and the experience that I gained as working for an ISP, an internet service provider, and also network cabling and all the kind of hardware and point-to-point antennas and all that kind of good stuff that IT nerds like to go on about. Unfortunately, in September 2020, I did get laid off from that job, which I had been there for about 1 year and 5 months. So that was unfortunate, but it happens. You know, I know a lot of people were in that same boat as me, losing their jobs during COVID times and stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. You just have to roll on with the times and adapt. And at the time, I actually had a side business doing auto detailing out of my parents' garage, because I still lived with my parents at the time. And I decided to jump into that full on, do it full time. I got a shop space. So I was doing that for about 6 months. And didn't really work out. I think in hindsight, I was kind of too young to actually be doing that sort of thing, like starting my own business in my early 20s with not a lot of experience in business, and like And when I say not a lot of experience, I mean like literally no experience. I didn't know the tax side, I didn't know the financial side, I didn't know business management, I didn't know anything. I had zero experience with business. The only experience I ever had was my dad owning his own flooring business. And that's not to say if you don't know something, you shouldn't go full on into it, because I didn't know anything about YouTube before I started doing YouTube or editing or video shooting or anything like that. But I think in hindsight, it just wasn't the right time for me to start that business or to go into it full time and devote all my time into it at least. And I think in hindsight, it was a good decision to kind of drop that for the time. Who knows if I'll ever revisit something like that in the future, because I am still pretty passionate about detailing despite not having a space to do it. But that is something that I'll have to revisit in the future. If you guys stick around to the end of this video, I'm actually going to insert a clip at the end of this video of something that a friend of mine named Grace filmed for my business when I was doing it. And it's a promo video that we shot for my business. And I think it was a pretty cool edit, especially at the time. Like, we didn't really have like any production at all. We just did it in the shop with her camera, and she kind of did the best she could with the terrible lighting that I had in that garage. And yeah, I'm just really appreciative of her helping me out with that. So I'll include that at the end of this video if you guys stick around. I'm gonna be sure to link down her information in the description in case any of you guys want to work with her. Yeah, be sure to hit her up if you guys need anything shot for your business, or just you know, if you have like a YouTube channel or anything like that. But yeah, so after that experience with my detailing business not working out, I decided to get a job that was offered to me in the shop space that I was leasing out. I was leasing the shop space out of a garage called GBA Motors, who specialize in European cars and stuff, and that's exactly what I am into. And they offered me a job as a service advisor, so I decided to take that. And that was a great experience. I had a lot of fun working there. I gained a lot of knowledge about cars, about the service industry side of the auto industry, and it was just very, very interesting. And the team was incredible. I really enjoyed my time there. But after about a year there, it was time to move on and just kind of look for something else. And that is kind of when I got into painting. So I've been doing that ever since about April, May of this year. So yeah, that's about like maybe 7 or 8 months now. Been doing painting full-time as a subcontractor, and I have enjoyed it so far, but it is not kind of the thing that I'm after. It's not the ultimate career goal that I'm chasing. It is kind of like just a placeholder for now in my life. It's, you know, worked out really well financially to take this step. And it definitely beats staying home doing nothing. I have an apartment, I have responsibilities that I need to take care of. And so it's very important for me to have something that's kind of stable and very lucrative financially right now, especially because YouTube brings in absolutely no revenue, not being a monetized channel. And I do it for the passion anyway. I don't do YouTube at all for financial gain or financial objectives. If I never get monetized, I'll be okay with that because I just enjoy putting out the videos, and it kind of is good for me mentally to do it, I think. But yeah, painting for me is not my final career destination by any means. I will be looking to transition out of construction and painting in general in the near future. I have to kind of reassess some things in my life and just see where I want my career to take me. Or where I want to take my career, because it really is in my hands, and I just have to sit down for a few days and really just do some research, do some due diligence, and just see what fields I really want to get into. But you know, I'll update you guys if I end up going back to school, or if I change my career or something like that, my job in the near future. I will be sure to update you guys. A little update, probably nothing this in depth. This is just kind of a window into my life that I wanted to open up to you guys, just to share kind of what I do for a living and a bit about my past leading up to this point. But if there are any updates in the near future, I will be sure to update you guys if you guys show interest in this video.